Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to another Pokemon card mail day on this first Monday of 2026. Now this introduction of the video will be recorded on Monday and I presume the rest of the video will be recorded on Tuesday and then it will be uploaded on Wednesday. And the reason behind that is that I have two orders and I have a lot more orders, but these orders are noteworthy to ship out today. It is a really snowy day today. I might make some short clips of that, of me going to the postal office. But what we have here basically is the first one around 50 bucks. And I noticed a lot of people are starting to get interested again in the Celebrations 25th anniversary Pokemon card. We have the Flying Pikachu, Solgaleo, the Serving Pikachu VMAX, and then a Venusaur and a Blastoise. They start to sell again. There was a period of time where I was not able to sell any of those. The prices went up, I kept raising my prices as well, and when the prices came down a little bit I didn't decrease my prices. Probably that is one of the main reasons, and apparently the prices of these cards are starting to rise again. So yeah, there are a lot of people interested again. We have the Pikachu, which I got a question about in a very old short of mine. In that short I showed the Japanese variant of this card and its reverse holo counterpart. And the question was, how do you call such a card? And many people call this a full art, but on the European card market it is classified as a regular holo rare. The Japanese version is called a fixed rarity, so all the cards have the same rarity, there's not common, uncommon, rare, etc. And then in Japanese you have a reverse foil version, I think that is called Prism Holo, but I could be wrong about that too, and yeah. That's kinda cool. This one is an ultra rare Flying Pikachu V, so we have the VMAX and the Serving Pikachu VMAX as well already, which both happen to be ultra rares, both the V and the VMAX. So after packaging that first order, here is the second order, which has a Serving Pikachu as well, a Dark Gyarados after that, a Rocket Zapdos, so I had to dive deep into my inventory, the back part of the inventory to find duplicates, because two people exactly the same time were ordering exactly the same card, so I had to say, okay, maybe I can find some duplicates. The first person that pays gets the first card, the first choice as well. Now if you follow my adventures and my Pokemon card mail days, you have seen I ordered this Dark Weezing as near mint with a little bit of negotiation because it is not in the perfect quality. It is whitening on the back, a lot of scratches in the holo foil. I was able to get it down to a few bucks down. And now I was able to sell it again with a little bit of profit. Despite it being in the good condition, it is pretty nice card for a good condition card. I expect it might get a 5, so which is technically excellent condition. It has a nice swirl on the right side there as well. But yeah, I really rather underappreciate the condition of the cards instead of overappreciate it. And then he wanted to send this card off for grading and based on 4 pictures. So I said, yeah, of course, no damage at all. And the centering is slightly off, which is very apparent in the picture, so yeah. Best of luck to this guy. I had collected like 28 of these Birthdays Pikachu Celebration Pokemon cards over the last 2 to 3, maybe 4 years. And I thought to fill up the gap that was caused by a lot of delays in shipping over the last 2 weeks, let me put up one for sale, and immediately someone purchased it. Now I think I will end this part of the video here and I will be back with you on Tuesday when a lot more Pokemon card mail has arrived, so it makes a lot more sense to do that. And I'm off to the postal office right now. See ya. Folks, it's now the next day, the day before uploading the video, and as you can see the mailman came by and we got a lot of stuff to unbox, so let's get ready for it. Okay, I'm finished with unboxing and now we have a nice pile of cards, actually 2 piles of cards, so let's go straight through it. I had something to show you on the back side of this Charmander when I turned it around during the condition checking, which I always do when I confirm the shipments to the sellers. I found out that on the left side here was a huge fingerprint, so I wiped it off with a microfiber towel, but I didn't want to do it on camera. So over here on the left side, and usually if people take the card out of the sleeve like this, you will find fingerprints on the cards, especially with the Japanese Pokemon cards, the modern ones. So yeah, during the condition check, there is actually a lot of wiping to do. And if you let those fingerprints sit and it is some kind of acid that people have naturally on their hands, and especially if you haven't washed your hands, It could deteriorate the condition of the cards, so when I received the cards I tried to clean them as fast as possible. Not a big deal, but just something to watch out for. Now let's continue with the stack of cards. I purchased a lot of these unknowns from Silver Tempest over the last couple of weeks, maybe even months. We got ourselves a Rocket Admin, a little bit of condition check. I already saw it was excellent condition. There is a little bit of whitening here on the right side, and it is all around the card basically. There you can see that grading is really subjective. Some people, I purchased this as near mint. I personally don't think it is near mint, but yeah, hey, let's move on. And we have a Murkrow from Team Rocket, the glory of Team Rocket, as we have a Sandshrew from the Classic Collection. I really love these cards, and in my previous video I have mentioned I was waiting for an order from December 4th, and guess what? Well, this was the order, it came in today. So on the 5th of January I already filed a complaint or issue with Card Market that I had not received my order. And then it came in really just one day later, but this sender and seller, he put the cards and the order on shipped on December 4th, but on the envelope, on the letter, I saw that it was only shipped out on December 11th. So yeah, it can cause a lot of issues if you don't put the cards on send, really, if you have actually shipped out the cards. A lot of effort from my side, no replies from the seller's side. I already contacted Card Market. There is a lot of processes going on when such a thing happens. It could all have been avoided if he just waited 1 week with putting the card on send when he actually shipped it out. Anyways, we move into this Radiant Steelix, and there are some cool cards from my personal collection as we move into this promo. I now have the Pokeball version of this card and the Tinsel Hollow. It is called Tinsel Hollow on Card Market, and it is from the early Black and White set. Some kind of tribute to that kind of hollow foil. And we'll move into a Sun and Moon Gyarados from Hidden Fates, actually a really great card. I'm also collecting the Sun and Moon 212. I think that's the Gyarados, and the Charizard is the SM 211 Black Star promo. Anyways, I collect both versions of the Sun and Moon Gyarados. It's really great cards. As we move into the Glaceon V from Crown Zenith. So I'm collecting a lot of these stamped versions from the holiday calendar, and this one too. We have another Glaceon here from the holiday calendar. You can see the stamp over there, and it is sealed obviously. I also mentioned that in a recent short, I believe. I'm picking up the Leafeons and the Glaceons, and where possible also the V's of the other evolutions. They're a little bit tougher to find because they are not included in Crown Zenith and only in, for example, Evolving Skies and the promos obviously. I believe the other promos were in tins, but correct me if I'm wrong. As we move into this Reuniclus, not really a huge fan of this card and this Pokemon in specific, but it sells. It is a great Black Star promo from the Scarlet Violet era as well. Coincidentally, this is number 212, and yeah, I'm gonna put it back up for sale. And we have an Articuno that was sold to me as sealed. So after 1 day, when he sent it out to me, he said, oh, I now realize I put it on sale as sealed, but it is not sealed. And I already shipped it. What do you want to do? I said, I don't need the unsealed version. I really collect the sealed ones. So he said, I'm gonna refund you this card because I ordered 4 other cards or 3 other cards with him as well. Very thankful for that, but it is in just in excellent condition and it is not sealed. It is not what I asked for. Then we have a cool card from Pokemon Go. You don't see these cards anymore that often. I mean, if you go look for it, obviously you will find it very easily, but not a lot of people talk about this card is what I mean, and I think it is a cool card. I have a couple in my personal collection. Someone offered this for around $2. Maybe I'm gonna try to sell it for $3. Maybe I'm gonna put it in my personal collection. We will see. So then we have a Lugia V-Star. These are pretty cheap in comparison what they were when this card was playable. During that time I sold 6 or 7 copies of this card for $6 or $7 a piece. And that was considered a really normal market price. But now I purchased this for $2 I believe, so it came down. The price is divided by 3. So I think the V-Star cards, just like the tag team cards, are unique in itself. And I think they will have a special place in the people that came back to the hobby during the Sword Shield era. And they won't be in demand such as the tag teams, but I think there will be a collector's niche for it. So I'm gonna try to pick up some really cool V-Stars in general, like the Unknown I like a lot, and you have the Glaceon and the Leafeon as well, I believe. The Deoxys is really cool. I'm a huge Aerodactyl fan, but I don't really like that V-Star, but maybe I'm gonna pick up some. So yeah, that's our some plans for this year, and there's a lot more to come obviously. And then we move into some trainer galleries. I started to pick up a few here and there again. They're not selling, so technically it's not a nice decision to put my money there locked up. But I will try to try to sell some, move some here and there. Speaking about moving, we have a traveling Kangaskhan here with the Quagsire, Glory of Team Rocket, really nice card as well. And then this one was stuck behind the Fluffy Trainer Gallery. We have the Magikarp from the Classic Collection as well. I think it's from the Hard Gold Soul Silver era, judging by the borders. And it is a hollow foil, a really great card. To my surprise, it's around $3 to $4. And that is kinda expensive for such a card, as the most are $1 to $2 only, from the Classic Collection box. So what do we have more? Maybe you have seen it already. We have a Charizard, one more. I might have shown one in the previous episode, but we purchased one more. If I purchase such a card, I usually try to purchase 3 or 4 and put some in my collection and sell some again. So I'm waiting for one more to arrive. Then there came last week, someone came up to me, hey, do you have more? Because I had one of these listed. And I said, yeah, I have around 10, 11, 12. Can I buy 5? I said, alright, fine. So I made $1 each. And then I purchased them back again. So that's not too shabby. Let's put them back in the collection. And as you will see here in this spell, I have one more of the Eevee Pokemon Day stamped promos for the personal collection. And then we have an Articuno stamped from the holiday calendar for the personal collection. And then we have a couple more art rares that I really want to add to my personal collection. And there are more on the way as we speak. We have the Meowth, maybe you have seen it in the previous episode, and one more Acerolas Mischief. I can't wait to show you the Pokemon card Full Art Trainer binder. But on the other hand, I don't really have a lot of time to put in such an episode that I want to be perfect. Every episode has to be perfect, but I really want to spend some time and effort on such an episode about filling the Pokemon card for Trainer Binder. If you want, you can find some older updates of those episodes in my channel. I might link one up here in the corner. And thanks for watching to everybody as well, if you're still here. As we move into this Maushold Cosmos foil, we have a Pinsir that has a little bit of whitening, and a Misty Gyarados, Mimikyu, and one more Ionos Kilowattrel, and I believe the Wattrel was just announced for the Ascended Heroes set. I need to have that one as well. Now we have the Kilowattrel. Moving into one Noctowl, so Larry. And I have one more order open, that's around $100 with Pokemon 151 art rares coming in again. And then there are several more orders, like $20-30 still on the way to me as well, but those will all be part of next week's Pokemon Card Mail Day. Yeah, business is going fine, some $100 this month already made, like the new year. That's better than expected, but last year, January was the best month of the entire year. When I watched back some of the numbers and the accounting and such, I was really surprised and shocked how much revenue I really had in January last year. It was my first year trying becoming a Pokemon card company, a reseller or Pokemon card selling or whatever Pokemon card business. But still on the side, and I plan to spend even more time into it this year. We now have a reference the first year. I made profit in the end. You don't hear that too often by newly starting companies. Although it was not a lot, I have spent hours and hours and hundreds or maybe even thousands of hours last year to make a couple grand, 3-4 grand, so that's not worth it. I really need to see how to make the business viable, basically. So that's all for today that I have for you. Thank you again for sticking around. If you like this kind of content and if you want to support the channel, leave a like on the video. Leave a comment on the video. I'd like to hear your thoughts on everything we did today. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Okay, see ya.